Calaroga Shark Media.
Today on Ballot, Trump suggests DeSantis would be working in a pizzeria. Christie gets caught ripping Nikki Haley on a hot mic, and Jimmy Fallon slays Vivek Ramaswamy. Oh yeah, and there was a debate. Despite the debate, the Trump town hall, and whatever Ramaswamy was doing, it was Christie who stole the news cycle. First, the debate. Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis exchanged sharp criticisms ahead of the Iowa caucuses, with Donald Trump absent and focusing on his own town hall. Haley and DeSantis, competing for second place in a Trump-dominated field, attacked each other's credibility and leadership abilities. Haley criticized DeSantis' campaign management, while DeSantis labeled Haley's approach as warmed-over corporatism. Both cautiously criticized Trump's character and policy record, avoiding alienating GOP base supporters. Haley condemned Trump's actions on January 6th, and DeSantis suggested Trump might face trial. Trump in his town hall focused on Biden, moderating some controversial statements. Both Haley and DeSantis adopted hardline immigration stances and disputed each other's records on China and social issues, with DeSantis questioning Haley's anti-China credentials and Haley challenging DeSantis on transgender rights and abortion messaging. The debate highlighted their differences on foreign policy, especially on Ukraine, with Haley advocating support and DeSantis favoring less involvement. Haley was mocked for her overplugging of her Ron DeSantis Lies website. The candidates exchanged attempted zingers, with Ron trying out, "She's got this problem with ballistic podiatry, shooting herself in the foot," every other day saying things that now she doesn't even take questions from people. Nikki fell flat with, "But every time he lies, don't turn this into a drinking game because you'll be overserved by the end of the night." Haley criticized DeSantis for his significant campaign expenditure and stagnant poll performance, questioning his governance capabilities. She highlighted the frequent staff changes in the super PACs backing DeSantis and remarked on his spending priorities, saying he spent more on private planes than on commercials for his campaign. Emphasizing her own frugality, Haley stated, "I flew commercial. I stayed in residence inns and we went and saved our money." Late Night commented on the debate. Jimmy Fallon said, "Yep, it all comes down to this. After tonight, it'll become clearer who will more not be the nominee. It's like when you go to a concert and the only original band members are the bass player and the guy on the tambourine." Stephen Colbert went with, "Of course, Christie was the most high-profile and consistent critic of Trump still in the Republican primary, unlike Ron DeSantis, whose campaign slogan is Ron DeSantis, Trump 2024. During an interview with CNN's Anderson Cooper after the Republican debate, Ron DeSantis expressed surprise over Christie's withdrawal from the presidential race before the upcoming New Hampshire primary. "I've been to Fallujah and Ramadi. I mean, this is nothing," DeSantis told Cooper, downplaying the situation. However, DeSantis indicated that he had encouraged Christie not to drop out and felt that Christie was being treated poorly. I said, "You have every right to do this," DeSantis recounted. DeSantis' campaign saw Christie's presence in the race as beneficial to them because he attracted New Hampshire votes that could now shift to Nikki Haley, potentially narrowing Donald Trump's lead and elevating her as the most viable Trump alternative. On his Fox town hall, Trump was pressed to disclose names and asked if he would consider reconciling with his primary rivals and potentially selecting them for the position once held by Mike Pence. Trump responded with humor, saying, "Oh, I will. I've already started to like Christie better," which elicited laughter from the audience. Trump also let us know, quote, "I am not going to be a dictator should he win." He discussed New Hampshire, saying, "I have polls that show me leading by a tremendous amount in New Hampshire and a lot in Iowa and nationwide. We're leading by almost 60 points, so I'm not exactly worried about it. I understand New Hampshire very well. I've won it twice and did very well with New Hampshire. I love the people. They love me." On Truth Social, the former president posted, "I hear Christie is dropping out of the race today. I might even get to like him again." Anyway, he was just caught on a hot mic making a very truthful statement. Trump then quoted Christie, who had said of Haley, "She's going to get smoked. You and I both know it. She's not up to this. I mean, look, she spent like $68 million so far, just on TV, spent $68 million so far, $59 million by DeSantis, and we spent $12. I mean, who's punching above their weight and who's getting a return on their investment, you know?" Christie said. "And she's going to get smoked. And you and I both know it. She's not up to this. When the Christie hot mic came up on Fox, Trump said, "I thought actually the biggest story wasn't the fact that he dropped out. Nobody cared too much about that. But he had a hot mic. She'll be creamed in the election, and I know very well, and I happen to believe that Christie is right." That's one of the few things he's been right about, actually. As for Ron DeSantis, Trump said, he wouldn't even be around today. He'd be working in a pizza shop or perhaps a law firm if I didn't endorse him. Back in a moment. President Biden released a video online in response to Donald Trump's statement, where Trump expressed hope that the economy would crash in the next 12 months, just before Biden takes office. In the video, Biden remarked, "He's acknowledging that my economy is doing pretty darn well, as he has been actively seeking recognition for his efforts in preventing a recession." During a campaign stop at a diner in Corning, Iowa, a voter expressed interest in Republican candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, saying, "I'm a Trump girl, but you're on my radar." Jimmy Fallon joked about Vivek Ramaswamy's struggling presidential campaign, noting his absence from CNN's GOP debate and a recent iPad appearance at an Iowa event due to weather. Fallon quipped that room looked less like a campaign event and more like a support group meeting. He further commented on Ramaswamy's campaign challenges, saying, "You know your campaign's toast when you can't even get yourself to show up." Next up on the political calendar, the Iowa caucuses on Monday. I'm Journey Joe Mitchell, and I'll catch up with you then.